Hey everybody, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Cindy Stuff. Tonight I am making pork schnitzel and I'm going to attempt to do it all in one video so you don't have to watch 14 videos to see, how to do it. So I've prepped a bunch of stuff ahead of time, which was probably smart. So I'm going to go up here and do some stuff and show you how to make it, or at least how I make it. It tastes good. My kids like it, so I figure that's a good deal. All right, so what I start out with is pork tenderloin, honestly, because it's cheap. Like you can usually buy it on sale for like $6 for 2 of them, and they come like this. I didn't cut this one up because I wanted to show you what it looks like. So they normally come in a package of 2, vac sealed, and you can throw these in your freezer and they last a long time. The only thing I did to this was cut most of the silver skin off, so there's still a little bit on there, but most of it was cut off. And then, after that, I cut it into pieces about that thick. And then me and my trusty meat tenderizer did this. Then you turn it over and do it some more. So, and it winds up that thin. You don't have to be perfect. Like, this is gonna cook so fast. So this one tenderloin, just one, did all of this. So I'm gonna take the other one when I'm done, cut it up, and pound it out and stick it in the freezer for the next time I want to do this, and then I have one less step to do. But anyway, I'm gonna go right over there, hippity hop, give my hands a little wash, even though I'm gonna be touching raw meat again anyway, but I'm gonna go give them a little wash. I'll be back in like 2 seconds. Running like a bunny. Okay, I'm back. All right, I'm gonna try and move my thing over here so that you can see what I'm doing over here. So as you can see, I have a dredging, oh, you know what I forgot to get? Forgot to get a plate. Hang on, give me a second. Need a plate. Need a plate. All right. You think you're prepared and you're not. All right, you need a plate because you need to put your finished stuff on when you're done. So all I have here so far is just plain flour. If you're gluten-free, obviously use gluten-free flour. I have 2 eggs, which I have not done anything to yet. I just cracked them and put them in this bowl. And here is the secret. Crunched up butter crackers. Yeah, these are low sodium, so I can add my own stuff to them. And if there's like chunks, that's okay. Like we just beat these up with a rolling pin. That's all I do. Just beat it up with a rolling pin in the bag, and what comes out comes out. But not done with these yet because you need to season. Because I'm actually not going to season the pork. Craziness, right? But I am going to season every single level of the breading station. So a little bit of salt for you, a little bit of salt for you, and a little bit of salt for you. And again, with the pepper. Pepper for this guy. Pepper for this guy. And pepper for this guy. I tend to put a lot more on the end product. Plus, oh, geez, see? Try to think ahead. Doesn't work out. All right. I'm also going to add herb and garlic seasoning to the end dredge. Whatever seasoning you like, on any breaded, whether it's chicken or fish or whatever, you can put it on here. It doesn't matter. I just like herb and garlic because I just like herb and garlic. But you can put whatever. You can put just salt and pepper. that works too. So I'm gonna add this. Oh, I think I'm almost out, but that's okay. All right. And then you give these a little zhuzh. Do the dry ones first, trust me. Zhuzh all the dry stuff together so that your seasonings kind of get all over the place. And then you can go in and do your eggs. Make sure you pop those yolks. You don't need to add water or milk or anything to this. It's just plain old eggs and salt and pepper. And it looks like, well, looks like that. That's it. Okay. Next step, get rid of your fork and put it over here. Now, the fun part. Wet hand, dry hand. I know, you probably think I'm crazy. Wet hand, dry hand, right? Okay, so with your, gotta go backwards here. With your dry hand, you take your pork. And some of them are little tiny pieces, which is cool, because then you can have 15 of them. But you take your pork, you put it in the flour, and make sure the flour is all over it, and shake off the excess so it looks like that. And then with your wet hand, see, switching hands, put it in the egg. And make sure you get all that egg off of there because you don't really want to eat an omelet on your schnitzel. All right, so give it a little shake so it just covers. And then you put it, switch hands again, put it into your dry cracker mix. And I always press it down because I always press it down. I don't know, that's what my mom did. And this is my mom's recipe. This is how she used to make us eat meat. She used to call it cracker meat, which makes sense because it's made with crackers, right? But this is actually schnitzel. She thought we would think schnitzel was just a weird name for something that we didn't want to eat. So if you want to call it cracker meat, feel free. All right. And like I said, it doesn't matter if you got the big chunks on there and stuff, because look, it all just sticks there anyway. So I'm just going to do a couple more, and then I'll show you how to fry them up, because I've got my oil over here going, but I'll turn my camera around for you. All right, so again, dry hand with the flour. And if you see it, so you can see that some of it's not coated, like you can see the really red part, you can just take your hand in there and just, smush it around. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it's better if it's all coated nicely. All right, egg. Get it in there. Shake off the excess, because you don't want those little drippies in your food either, or in your next station. All right, next station, switching hands again, and then pressing all that goodness onto my schnitzel. Press, press, press. And there you go. 2 done. I'm going to do one more. All right. One more. Dry hand. Get the flour on there. Make sure it's all coated nice and even. Into the egg, switching hands. And this, honestly, this switching hands thing, it really does save your fingers from turning into Hulk fingers, because you don't want that either. Okay. Drip off, you can do it. All right, and into the crackers. Oh, by the way, this is a whole box of crackers. I always recommend buying 2, because sometimes you run out. If you do both, you need 2. But I'm only doing 1, so I should be okay with just 1. Oh, and by the way, if you don't have crackers, you can use breadcrumbs You can bake breadcrumbs if you're that kind of person. I just like crackers because they're really crunchy and they really keep their crunch really nice. And they're really good heated, like they still stay crunchy even heated up. So that's why I like them. And plus, like I said, my mom did it. And, you know, you kind of follow what your mom does sometimes. Okay. All right. Think. That looks like a good one, right? Okay. So I've got 3. Normally I would do them all, but I've got 3 on here. And I'm gonna spin this around and let me see if I can. Oh yeah, I can. So I have a pot heating, oh, hello, on the oven, on the burner. I'm just gonna go to the other side here. I'm gonna grab my tongs. Hello, tongs. And by the way, at this point, I also have my top oven on warm, because if you're doing it in a shallow fry, like there's only oil enough on the bottom of this pan to cover. This is not deep fried. This is shallow fried, right? And I only have canola oil. It's pretty hot, but if you want to test how hot it is, you can always take a little bit of water and flick it in. And if it spits at you, your oil is hot enough. But I can tell that this is hot enough, so I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to put these in, but be very careful. Because, hear that sizzling? That means your oil's hot. And you don't want to do like too many of these. I think the most I've done is like 5 in a pan. And then you just cook them. When they're brown on one side, you turn them over, cook them on the other side. But yeah, they don't take very long, so I'm just gonna go rinse my hands for a second. And then we will check these out. Sorry that my videoing's so bad, but that's okay. I hope I'm teaching you something at least. And you can tell when they get pretty close to ready to turn, they do firm up. But I like that most of the cracker crumb doesn't fall off of the schnitzels. And when you keep them warm in the oven, like you can do a whole bunch. Like I've taken an hour sitting here doing them, and they are just as good as if they were just like fresh right out of the pan. Actually, I think they're even better because the oil just goes off of them. And all I have in my oven, oh, hang on, gotta show you my oven now. Hang on. Here we go, moving around. Oh, good Lord. All right, all I have in my oven is my Pampered Chef stoneware pan. If you don't have stoneware, that's fine. You can use any kind of pan you want. This is just to keep those warm while you cook more. So I'm gonna close that to keep it warm in there. We're gonna come back way over here, back to my schnitzels, which, oh, there we go. Here we go. Okay, this was the first guy in. Look at that. Seriously, people, look at that. That's what you're looking for. Golden brown, delicious. Take them, flip them over. Sometimes you gotta push them on the side, but that's okay. But look at those babies. Seriously, look at them. They're a thing of beauty. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm doing this myself because my husband won't help me. All right, so these are gonna take like another minute or so, and then they'll be done. And that's all it takes to make schnitzel. It's not hard. And if you don't have, okay, wait, I'm gonna point this at me for a minute. Hi, hello, nice to see you. But if you don't have tenderloin, I have made this out of pork chops. I've made it out of a giant loin that my husband has just cut pieces off of. Any kind of pork, it doesn't really matter. Even if it has a bone in it, you just cut the bone off and just pound the crap out of that thing. And if they're this big, oh no, I have to eat a schnitzel as big as my head? That seems awful, right? Right. So, yeah, but that's basically how you cook schnitzel. Pork schnitzel. It's the same for chicken. It's the same for veal. It's the same for everything. It's all the same. Same method anyway, just different proteins. All right, so these are done. Oh, hang on. Coming back, coming back, coming back. Shaky, shaky. See that? They're beautiful. So I'm going to say goodbye for now. And then I will show you what I'm going to make to go with them when I'm ready to do that, after I do all the rest of this stuff. So I will see you in a bit. Hope you enjoyed my video. Subscribe, like, do all that stuff. Thanks.